How many starts can Lance miss without the 49ers falling short of the playoffs this year? Assuming that Nate Sudfeld is the next man up.
3.
He can miss 3?
3.
Wow.
That's it. You think that's high? I was thinking.
I don't trust Nate Sudfeld at all. At all.
I'm not even sure it's going to be Nate Sudfeld. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Manny Wilkins. Did you see Manny Wilkins?
Brock Purdy completed like 95% of his throws that day. I was just nitpicking him because I do that.
Really?
I thought
he looked great that day because I read your article. You didn't seem like you were too overwhelmed.
I think he had 4 incomplete passes. I just thought he had nothing on his throws, but honestly, he couldn't miss.
What do you think of Manny Wilkins from ASU? 6'5"? No, pretty athletic.
Yeah,
he's probably. Hey, if Kyle is to be taken at his word, Grant, if Kyle's going to be taken at his word that he wants a backup quarterback that is, somewhat similar to his starter for whatever reason, then Manny Wilkins is this guy. Manny Wilkins is. Yeah, exactly.
I don't take Kyle at his word. I'm thinking 2 is dangerous. I feel like Lance, if he misses one game, I think the Niners can survive one game of Nate Sudfeld. More than one, it'll be so demoralizing. I don't know why he's on this team. He seems like a practice squad guy, someone that you want in the building or in the meeting room, sort of giving suggestions like a caddy, but not playing. Not playing. I mean, Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl. A couple years later, had Nate Sudfeld on the field, got fired. I mean, he's that. I don't know, man. I think it's scary.
I mean, I didn't watch a ton of Indiana football, but what I do remember wasn't all that impressive. I remember kind of a big quarterback with kind of a mediocre arm and mediocre accuracy. That's I remember.
Kyle's favorite type of quarterback. What is it about Kyle? He sees a guy who's like at a kind of a mediocre school, starter for like 3-4 years, not particularly physically impressive. Didn't even like win a championship. Had a good career. Kyle's like, oh my God, that is my guy. That is the next.
What I could do with that guy. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. I think I missed one. Hold on. Nick, in the amount of years covering, I got that one. The excitement. Hold on. We got one more and then we'll get back to our, that was a quick one. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on Trey. Like, yeah, be good, but also be healthy all the time. Don't miss any games. They can't afford you to be Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm sorry, Jimmy.
Which makes that whole Arizona game plan last year just more baffling when you think about it. If we see even one game plan like that this year where they're exposing Trey to hits, my biggest fear with Trey is that Trey doesn't fear the defense. And my biggest fear with Trey is partly tied to Shanahan doesn't fear going with Sudfeld. Mm-hmm. I mean, seriously, fear Sudfeld, fear Purdy. I mean, protect Trey with your play calling. Coach him up like you have a one quarterback room because you may only have one quarterback you can win games with.
But I mean, like, let's take that to its logical end. If you have no confidence in Nate Sudfeld, as you shouldn't, and you're feeling like we got to get Trey Lance through 16 or 17 games, that's going to affect how you call plays, Larry. That's going to affect how many quarterback-driven runs you call, Larry. And really, to have a guy like Trey Lance, you owe it to your team to have him run 6 or 7 times a game. What if Nate Sudfeld cuts that number in half just by existing?
I don't want to see Trey run at all. I really don't. I mean, think about it. Risk reward. You're going to risk 2 yards. You're going to risk your starting quarterback and a season of Nate Sudfeld for 2.5 yards up the A gap. I mean, let's factor in a little risk reward on some of this play calling using Trey this year.
You're right, but all I'm saying is, like, look, people compare him best case scenario to Josh Allen. Josh Allen runs. I mean, imagine if in Buffalo they're like, look, you can't run anymore. That would hurt their offense big time. It was going to hurt the Niners' offense if Trey Lance isn't allowed to run. And if he's not allowed to run, that's Nate Sudfeld's fault. Blame Nate. They should have Tyrod Taylor on this team. I still am surprised that they
let him scramble. Let him scramble. There's going to be enough time. There's going to be enough scramble opportunities that you don't really need to call a lot of design runs. That's the way I'll get it.
I agree with that. And you should maybe call one design run a game, and it should be a surprise, and it should be for a touchdown or a first down. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's.
I'll tell you what I do want to see. I want to see Danny Gray on an RPO handoff going left, and I want to see Trey going right. And I want to see that a couple times a game and I want him to see him hold that mesh point, because that is what puts tons of pressure on a defense. You got a 4-3 burner, and you got a mobile quarterback rolling out to his arm side. I mean, absolutely. That to me is intriguing.
Well, how about this? Okay. Last year, the Niners' best play was the shotgun sweep, turnaround sweep to Debo from right outside the red zone, right? So why don't you modify that concept? You can still do it from the shotgun, but do it with Debo coming in front of the quarterback and have Trey Lance keep it and go in the B gap. So now you have an option built off of that play. How do you stop Debo and Trey Lance on that play? It's impossible. Or Danny Gray. It's impossible. So I think that should work.
I want to see how much room Danny Gray can create for the Debos, the Ayuks, the Kittles. I think it's going to be huge. I think those guys are going to have big playability.
First impression of Danny Gray in person.
Yeah, what'd you think? You were there.
The speed is real.
Yeah.
He's really fast. He's really super fast. The question with him is sort of like hands, I guess. Hands and toughness. I mean, he was tough at SMU, but will it translate? And can he catch the ball well enough to be a starter in the NFL? I'm curious. I mean, he could catch it from Brock Purdy. It's a little different with Trey. We'll see. But so far, he runs good routes too. He gets open. He can run in-breaking routes, out-breaking routes. It's encouraging.
How did the G-Tech running back look like to you? And I know you wrote about him.
He looked fluid. He looked good. It's really hard to judge running backs in 7-on-7, but he just looks like a much more natural receiver.
Yeah.
Tyrus Price is fighting the ball when it comes to him. But I don't think they're going to use him that way. They're not going to throw the ball to Ty Davis Price.
They're going to use him between the tackles.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to be and he's patient and he's pretty explosive. So I kind of like what they did. The guy that I'm a little nervous about is Drake Jackson, just because it seemed like he was winded and it looked like he was a little bit out of shape, and he's had these fluctuations of weight, and they're kind of projecting him as the starter opposite Bosa. He's the one guy that I hope he shows up in camp at the right weight, ready to roll.
He was 7-on-7, so I didn't even really look at him that closely. I'll be looking at him in OTAs. He should be playing a lot, and we'll see.
Yeah,
I'll be watching him. I'll be watching to see if he's winded. That's very interesting. That's a bad sign. That's not a good sign. Fancy way to say Jimmy Garoppolo can't read defenses. Yeah, did I not say that explicitly? He can't. I'm sorry. No clue what he's looking at.